All right, hello and good day. First though, for um, the sales, all right, for the person in charge of sales, we design a system that the person in charge of sales is going to be the one to create a product category, all right, to create a warehouse that is like where the products are going to be kept, to add inventory to the system. So that means the person is going to be the one stocking the system, that we're managing the inventory. All right, the person is also going to be in charge of making sales and raising invoice. So you raise invoice and also you register a sale that is made. And the person is also going to be in charge of creating a customer's record. Right, so these are the duty, or rather the job description of a sales personnel on the system. So quickly, let's log into the account of a sales personnel on the system so we can proceed with these points. Listed 5 points here. That's creating a product category, creating a warehouse, creating an inventory, raising invoice and making sales, and then finally creating a customer's record. That's a customer's account. So I'll just enter my phone number and the detail I was supplied to when my account was created, and click on login to log me into my sales dashboard. Now you can see the system just gives me what I need to work with. That's what's related to the sales. Now here I can make a new sale, I can add a customer's record, I can view my sales record. Now under stores here I can add a product category, I can add a new warehouse, and I add an inventory. So now let's start with the last one, the inventory. I click on the inventory here to take me to the inventory page. Now on this inventory page you can actually add as a single entity, and that means I can add a keke tricycle tire, or a keke, let me just write this, a keke tube for example. Okay, and the category of the product, so also get this when we get to the category side, the cost price and the selling price of that particular product. So let's say for example we bought this product for 450,000, that's like per tire. Let me use it something a bit more realistic. The tube, let's make it 500 naira, and here we're selling at 750. Okay, and the warehouse, we'll still get to how we created this. The warehouse, the quantity of a product that was supplied, the supplier's name and the supplier's phone number. All right, and then you add the product. So this is important, especially the quantity, because this is where the sales are going to be recorded. So per sale, this is also going to help in store taking, or stock taking rather. So we'll be able to know when a sale is made, it's debited, or rather it's deducted from here. So if we make like 20 sales, what should we have here as remaining should be 10. Okay, and quantity supplied will be 30, so that we can actually like balance up how many was sold. Sold here is going to have 20. So if we have like sold 20, remaining 10, and it corresponding. So if what we have here doesn't correspond to what we have here, and that means there is a problem. All right, doing stock taking, we'll try to go through the user's record, and the admin will be able to trace where they are normally came from and be able to fix it. Now let's say for example during the adding of the inventory you made a mistake, you can also click on edit here. All right, and let's say we made a mistake with the category. I can change the category, the name of the product I can change that to, the quantity I can change it to. But then for this editing, it can only be authorized by the administrator. So you'll be able to get through to the administrator to activate this. I just did this to just show you how it works. But normally when you start using it, this may not be available. This will only be available to either the manager or whoever is authorized to use it, the administrator of a product. This is to delete this particular product, and this is going to be to like add to more of the quantities. All right, so that's all about adding an inventory. Now let's get to the second one we have here, that's the warehouse. Now the warehouse can be added by simply just clicking on the add warehouse button, and you enter a name. Say I think we have 2 wheel and we can have 3 wheel here. The location of the store, I can say it's located in maybe Omobi or wherever, but let me just use Nnewi for here. And the city can be, this is just to help during maybe if the receipt was printed and these details appeared, so whoever is going to pick these products can know where the products are located. Now normally you say you raise the invoice and you raise the product and you make calls from the warehouse to bring it down to the pickup center, but in an instance where the person can't wait, okay, these locations will still be displayed on the receipt, so they can go themselves, show this to whoever is in charge of the warehouse, confirm the order, and then be able to collect their products themselves. So I've added all of this information, and clicking on save detail, it simply just adds the warehouse to my collection of warehouses here. So if I go back to where we were before, the inventory, and I want to add a new product to this warehouse, I can click on add new, and or rather I can still edit this particular product from this two warehouse to this new one I created now, try warehouse. And if I save this, I'll get that this product is no longer on the 2, it's now on the 3 wheel warehouse that I just created. All right, so that is it for adding a new warehouse. Now adding a new product category. New product category helps us to know, categorize, kind of like group the products we have into categories. So you can see here we have only one Firebird as a category here, because that's the only one I've created here. And if you go to do anything, this is the only product category that's going to come up. If I click on add a new inventory here and I go to the category, you can see it's only product category here. And yeah, that also reminds me, apart from adding the products individually, if you have it in a Microsoft Excel format, all right, you can click on import products. You select the Excel file here, simply click on the category you want to add, and the warehouse and the category, and import products, and it simply just adds everything into your inventory, okay, including the prices and whatever detail we have inside of the product. All right, so that is that. Now let's quickly add a product category. So we currently have just Firebird here. Now I can add another one. I think there's another one I saw there, maybe Firebird Audu or something. I think I saw that Audu as a product category. So that any other thing that we're adding, if we're adding a tire, a spark plug, whatever, so we add it to the corresponding category, okay, that has it. So that way it's easier to trace, so we can know how much we generated from Firebird, we can know how much we generated from Audu, or whatever else category that we have here. So we've taken these 3 now, the inventory, adding the warehouse, and the product category. Now adding a customer is very easy also. Still the same process. You click on add new, enter the customer detail, and save. So the first name of the customer, let me just say John, in this instance John Terry. The email of a person, the phone number, basically the basic information, the address, let me just call this Avenue, city, let me say Onitsha. All right, states is Enugu, or wherever the person is staying. The drop down here will reflect that. So the credit score, so that's more like the credit limits, how much debt the person is allowed to owe the company. So in this instance, let me say the person is allowed to owe 500,000. So I just entered 500,000 there, and then clicking on add customer, John Terry should be added to my list of customers records. So that's simply how to add a customer. So that way we can trace the customer's ledger or whatever has to do with the customer's account. All right, so the ledger and whatever else details should be left to the people that are assigned to see that. So now let's get to the main one, the making of sales or raising of invoice. So that you can do from clicking on here, new sale, or clicking here, new sale. So either way you get the same result. So I'll just click on here, new sale, to take me to making a new sale. Now the first information you see becomes information of the customers. So simply you just select a customer that you want to sell to, and the person's detail gets appeared here, and you move on to the next product. Or if the person's information is not here, let's say for example you have thousands and thousands of customers, and the person's, because what displays there are basically just the first 20 customers. All right, so let's say I want to find a Terry. I can just do a TE, and everybody that has a correspondent name shows up. So whether it's John Terry or Sarah Logan, for example. I think the internet here is a bit slow, so it's not responding now fast. So but whichever customer you want to sell to, you just simply add, you mustn't know the person's full name, you simply just add the first name, or you shouldn't even complete the spelling, you simply just list everybody that has that in their name, and you select the customer's information. So in this case, let's just select the new person who just added, John Terry. Okay, and then we'll move on to the next one, the customer's information. Now you can navigate either from here, or you still go down and use the next. So the both of them does exactly the same thing. So either here, or you go down. So now let's say we want to make a sale of a keke tube. That's the first product we added. Click on the product, it comes up, throws up a dialog here. So this is where you can input a discount if there is a need for a discount. Say for example the price can be too flexible, but you don't want to make a direct change to the inventory. So this is where you can actually just maybe say I want to give a 50 naira discount. So if now I select one, I'm now being charged with a 50 naira discount, no longer 750 as it says here. So I'm now selling to the person at a 50 naira discount. So let's say for example the customer wants to buy 2 quantities of this keke tube tire at this cost. It's now added to the list, the purchase list. Now if a product is not listed here, say for example it's not a must that the whole product have to be listed here, you can also conduct a search rather. So let's say for example I want to find a chain or chain cover or whatever. So I can select it from here, and the quantity that I want to sell, let me remove this discount and click on this again to generate this. Alright, so I don't want to give a discount for this particular product, so I left it at 0, and so it's selling at the main cost 2,200 naira, so I add it here. So let's say for example I've added all of the products the customer wants. The next stage should be the invoice. Okay, even though it says payments here, I'll cross the payments, move on to invoice, where I can simply just see the detail of everything. Alright, I can see that this guy is currently owing now 3,620 naira. Okay, this automatically of course calculated it. So I can simply just click on raise invoice to submit the invoice and print it out if need be. Okay, so it generates a print preview for me. I can simply just click on this and it sends it to the mini printer. So when that is done, the customer can move on over to the cashier, who is going to assess this particular invoice, register the sale, register the payment, rather not the sale, register the payment, and the customer after paying comes back to you with the receipt. Okay, so this is where you now enter the amount the customer paid after raising the invoice, and the person has gone to the cashier to pay and brought you the receipt. You simply just enter the amount the person paid. So let's say for example the person paid for the whole thing, and that's 3,620. all right, so the balance is 0, the debit limit still remains what it is, and you can then either move on next and register the sale. Okay, it does everything it should do and generates a sales receipt this time. Okay, you can see the invoice number 2, and the detail, the debt, the total debt, how much person paid, the customer's name, the product name, the quantity, and that's this, the unit price, that's this. All right, if you see here, the unit price here is now 700 rather, and the discount for here, there was no discount, but the discount for here had 15 naira per product per unit price. So that means this person got 100 naira discount, and then these are the total costs after the discounts were applied. And you simply click here to print the receipt. And one more thing, if you check here, you see the quantity, the product names, and you can see the warehouse. That's what the asterisk stands for, the warehouse where the person is to go and pick the product. So if, for example, the person doesn't collect it immediately and comes back tomorrow with this receipt, you already know how much was paid and where the person should go pick up the products that he or she paid for. So for the sales personnel, this is just about everything you need to know. So you go through it. The demo is already online, the links have been sent to you already, so you go through it and try to practice. So if you run into any difficulty or any challenge, you can simply put a call across rather. Give me a feedback if there are things that need to be improved upon. If there are things you think we didn't get right, just holler back at us and let's fix it before the final day of coming to completely install this so that you start using it. We want everybody to be at least 80% hands down on this, know how it works and know how to use it before the final commissioning of the project. So that is it for the sales personnel. Thank you very much, and I'll be expecting your feedback.